the spotlight hits. But this time, it reveals not just glamour, but a private, agonizing struggle. Elsie Hewitt's startling revelation about her pregnancy journey has pulled back the curtain on the curated perfection of Hollywood.
She said she was in absolute agony pretty much 24/7.
Welcome to Starscope Report. Join Jordan and Jamie as they uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals. From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
Today we're focusing on Elsie Hewitt. She's a model, an actress, and she's expecting her first child with comedian Pete Davidson. But this is far from a simple story.
Not at all. Her journey is incredibly complicated by some serious chronic health conditions.
So our mission today is to really unpack the sources that detail this courageous battle she's fighting. We want to get into the rare medical complications, the public pressure they're facing as a couple. It's a lot.
It really is. And just for context, we're talking about Elsie Hewitt, who's 29, and Pete Davidson, who's 31. They announced the news back in July of 2025.
But that joy was, well, it was almost immediately overshadowed by the reality of her health.
Let's jump right into the big headline here. Absolute agony. That's the reality of her difficult pregnancy. I mean, her November 2025 Instagram update, it was just startling in how candid it was.
She used phrases like constant pain and straight up suffering.
Yeah, confirming it's been tough from the start and it's actually getting worse.
And the symptom details are what really hit me. She shared that she literally cannot walk some mornings. The discomfort is really bad.
This isn't just, the usual pregnancy aches and pains we hear about. This is something else entirely.
Oh, completely. It's debilitating. And she said she's tried everything to manage it.
The list was huge. Exercise, stretching, physical therapy, acupuncture.
Energy healing, even steroid shots. And nothing. No relief.
Which brings us directly to the source of all this, right? Her complex chronic condition.
Exactly. We have to unpack the medical side here to really get it. So Elsie has a very long history with endometriosis.
For anyone who doesn't know, that's where uterine-like tissue grows outside the uterus. It affects an estimated 200 million women worldwide. It's huge.
And she fought for a diagnosis for over 10 years, finally had excision surgery for it in November 2024.
Which is a key detail, the excision surgery. That's considered the gold standard treatment, often done to preserve fertility.
Right. But that's only one piece of the puzzle. The new link she shared is what really explains this overwhelming pregnancy pain. She says endometriosis is heavily linked to hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
Or hEDS. And this is where things get really specific. hEDS is a connective tissue disorder. So basically, the collagen in your body, the glue that kind of holds you together, is faulty. It's too stretchy.
And what is pregnancy? It's a process of loosening and stretching connective tissue. There's a hormone, relaxin, that does exactly that.
So for someone with hEDS, that process isn't just uncomfortable. It must be catastrophic for their stability.
That's a perfect word for it. The weight gain, the stretching.
Yeah.
It puts this immense painful pressure on joints and ligaments that are already hypermobile, already fragile.
And that immediately explains why things like stretching and physical therapy didn't work.
Or could have even made it worse.
Right.
If your joints are already too flexible, standard PT can sometimes destabilize them even more. It's a truly vicious cycle.
So that brings us to the surprise factor in all this. Why was she so shocked to discover she was pregnant, especially given this medical history?
Well, it's a huge twist. Because of the endometriosis, which is a leading cause of infertility, Elsie was, in her words, 100% convinced she was infertile.
And if you're loving how we're pulling these details together, just take a second to hit that subscribe button. We've got so many more insights coming.
The irony is just, it's so poignant. She had that big surgery in late 2024 specifically to preserve her fertility, hoping for a chance way down the line.
She was actually in the middle of getting fertility blood work and seeing doctors when she conceived.
It was a complete shock, a miraculous but obviously incredibly difficult twist of timing.
And yet she's using this experience to speak out. She said she feels a duty to share her story.
She does. She gets so many messages from other women who are finally connecting the dots on their own pain because of her story. She's turning this private ordeal into a real act of public service.
Okay, so let's shift from the medical battle to the relationship. Because her partner, Pete Davidson, he brings his own unique complication to this whole thing.
He does. The spotlight.
Right. He talked about this on the Breakfast Club podcast back in August 2025. And he admitted he feels this huge amount of guilt
A significant burden. He said he felt bad for dragging her into the limelight.
Yeah, and guilty and horrible that he couldn't let her have an ideal pregnancy because of his fame.
That's a fascinating look at the internal cost, isn't it? The feeling that your public life is actually compromising your partner's private well-being.
And he also revealed that Elsie is a very private person, that she didn't want to post the announcement at all.
But they felt they were not given a choice, that the public attention was so intense they had to get ahead of it.
And what's so interesting is, despite the pressure that he feels responsible for, all you hear from her is praise for him.
Oh, complete praise. She's called him so incredible, the best person I've ever met.
And could not ask for a better father for my child. I mean, that's a powerful endorsement, especially when you're in that much pain.
It suggests the emotional support is just profound. And the sources back that up with practical details, too.
He gives her pep talks every day to rest.
And he's taking the most amazing care of her, which helps her stay positive and level-headed.
They seem like a really solid unit. They were first linked back in March 2025. They've already moved in together in New York.
And sources say they're very in love. They've apparently talked about marriage, but they're not in a rush, which is probably wise.
Yeah, focusing on the here and now. So to really understand her choice to be so public now, we should probably take a quick look at her past, because she is not a stranger to intense public scrutiny.
Not at all. Elsie Hewitt is a London-born actress and model. She was Miss June for Playboy in 2017. She's been in shows like Dave and Industry. She's been around.
But her dating life has sometimes involved some pretty high drama. The most high-profile one was with Ryan Phillip.
Right, a very messy breakup. That relationship ended in 2017 with a contentious civil lawsuit. Elsie alleged physical abuse.
That was a $1 million lawsuit. There was a countersuit. It got a ton of media attention before it was settled out of court in 2019, just days before the trial was set to start.
So the fact that she navigated that intensely public legal battle, it shows a certain kind of resilience. She knows how to handle pressure.
After that, her relationships were a bit quieter. A year with the music producer Benny Blanco, who she still speaks well of.
And then there were those brief dating rumors with Jason Sudeikis in early 2024.
So when you look at that history, her choice to speak out now about her health, it doesn't feel like a grab for attention. It feels like a very deliberate choice.
Exactly. She's focusing the spotlight on something that actually matters. She's using her fame to create awareness for endometriosis and hEDS, not just, celebrity drama.
So if we pull all these threads together, we have this really complex, really powerful story. Elsie Hewitt's pregnancy is just defined by this constant physical agony.
Yeah, an agony that comes from this brutal interplay between endometriosis and hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
And that pain is in such sharp contrast to her gratitude for Pete Davidson's support and the shock that she even conceived in the first place.
She's really transforming a devastating personal experience into a source of connection for millions of other women who are struggling with these conditions in private. It's a huge deal.
It really makes you think. In an era where celebrity life is so often filtered and curated to look perfect, what does Elsie's unflinching honesty about being in absolute agony really mean for the future of authentic storytelling in pop culture?
It definitely raises the bar for what honesty looks like.
You've been listening to Starscope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the story shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.